Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charlie. Today we're going to be doing some more requested reaction videos, and this video was requested by the Mighty Emerald. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit more of Scott the Woz. Scott the Woz is getting really popular. A lot of people recommend Scott the Woz. Why not? He's an awesome guy and I like his videos. It's very entertaining. But this one is going to be New Super Mario Bros. Series. What's new is old. Okay, so yeah, this shall be very fascinating to see all the Super Mario Bros. Game series, and yeah, let's see what Scott the Woz has to say about it. Let's go.
Hey y'all,
Why
Scott
is there
here,
milk in the
and
background?
whoops, I left this milk out for the past
Yeah,
week.
that's what I was
haven't
just
opened
saying.
it until now, so
Why
it's
was
still
the milk in the
brand new.
background?
It's probably fine. Holy
Oh.
shit, that was rotten. But how could it have been that way? It was new! New Super Mario Bros., a series plagued with the infamous nobody cares syndrome. It's a cavalcade of 2D Mario adventures that brought the series back into the mainstream. Everybody's played a new Super game. These things were in back in the day. But now most people look at these games and issue a cease and desist to Nintendo for making games they don't want anymore. It's not because they're bad games, far from it. They're designed incredibly well and control exactly how you like them to.
But they're
It's
just
just we got 4 of them in the
so
span of
many,
6 years.
yeah.
Now, of course, if you look back at the early
Why
days
do I
of
have to
2D
keep
Mario
buying
platformers,
fucking Super
the number isn't too
Mario
awful crazy.
games?
Super Mario
Ease
Bros.
up
1,
on it.
2, 3, World, and Land came out within 5 years of each other. The
Mm.
difference is, each one of these games had their own identity in terms of visuals, sound, controls, difficulty, power-ups, design, length, the list goes on. These games could each stand on their own. The new Super Mario Bros. Series laughs in the face of this and did the same thing 4 times in a row. But let's be fair here. Let me take a look at each of the new Super Mario Bros. Games and see
Okay.
how each of them are these days.
Alright.
The year is 2004, and with
2004,
the Nintendo DS finally
fuck
being
me.
unveiled to the public at E3, a prototype of a new 2D Mario game was thrown in there as well. The game was obviously still in very early development, but a brand new 2D Mario game was a big deal.
Yeah.
Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins was the last 2D Mario game released all the way back in 1992.
I remember
got after that was
Mario
Yoshi's
Paper or
Island,
something like that.
Wario Land,
I
and the Super
remember
Mario Advance
Mario
series, a series
Paper.
of 4 remakes of prior 2D Marios. New Super Mario Bros. Was initially conceived as the 5th in the Advance series, but later became its own thing entirely. On May 15th,
Mario Paper World or
2006,
something, I can't
New
remember.
Super Mario Bros. Was released on the Nintendo DS to critical and commercial success. People went nuts for this thing. It was the first Super Mario Bros. Game in forever. It was fun and was on the hot handheld at the time. The DS was so popular,
Nintendo
man.
DS,
People would go to
yeah,
Walmart
I
for
had
some
that. I
eggs
used
and
to
leave
play
with
the
4
dog
extra
game.
DSs. People were already eating it
where
up
you
with
feed
games
the
like
dog and play with the
Nintendogs
dog.
and Brain
That's
Eggs.
it,
You add a Super Mario
Nintendogs,
Bros.
I
Game to the
had
mix,
that.
and not only do you lure in kids who never played a Mario game, but the older folk who played Mario back in the day. It was a phenomenon, but how does it hold up? New Super Mario Bros. Is very similar to previous 2D Mario games, but very different at the same time. It takes a little bit from every title, yet brings a lot new to the table. The story here is... wait for it. Yeah. To be fair, Bowser Jr. kidnaps Peach this time around and is,
Bowser
in my
Jr.,
opinion, the main
Jesus.
villain here. We only fight Bowser a few times, and the first time around he's cremated, just joshing you, his skin is melted off, haha! Other than that, standard stuff here. In terms of gameplay, it's a standard modernized Mario romp. You try to get to the end of the level. There are loads of secrets crammed in each stage,
What's
though.
the story
game was
behind
specifically
Bowser
designed to be
anyway?
played over
Why
and
does he
over
keep
again. There are
kidnapping
3 star coins
Peach?
placed in each stage. Some
Maybe
easy
he
to
wants
nab,
a mother
some
for
hard.
his
The
son.
star coins can be exchanged for access to more pathways on the world map.
I don't know,
whether that
the
be like Toad
GameCube
houses that
indicated
give you
that
extra
Super
lives
Mario
and power-ups, or
Sunshine, the
entirely
ending
new
of
levels.
Bowser Boss
Some
Battle.
stages also include secret exits which allow for alternate routes.
Maybe
None
he's
of
looking
this
for
is
a
new.
mother
This has all been in previous
for
games.
his
However, they're applied extremely well
Bowser
in this
Jr.
game. Precursors to the star coins could be found in Super Mario World, where they were dragging coins, and God, I've devoted my life to figuring out what purpose those things had. Collecting all of them in a level gave you a 1-up and a slight feeling of, Jesus Christ, why did I do that? The star coins are way more valuable. They actually have a purpose and are fun to collect.
this is like
but
Super-
nothing's fun to collect if
it's
the
like
game
Mario
isn't fun to
in
control, and New
Castlevania Land
Super
or
Mario Brothers
something.
feels really solid. They did something interesting here. They took how 3D Mario controls and implemented a lot of that in this 2D game.
Nice.
Mario now has a ton of moves he never had before in this dimension. He can ground pound, wall jump, triple jump. It
Yeah.
feels so natural to let these rip,
Nintendo
and they are
64
excellent
style.
additions to Mario's 2D moveset. Now let's talk power-ups. A Mario
Wow.
series staple. The main ones you'll be seeing here are mushrooms to grow bigger and fire flowers
Eat
to
those
shoot
mushrooms.
fireballs.
Those
Sometimes
magic
you'll get an
mushrooms.
invincibility star or one of the 3 new power-ups introduced here that are, in my opinion,
Lame.
The Mega Mushroom, the headliner of
The
New
Mega
Super Mario
Mushroom.
Bros., allowing Mario to finally qualify for Ripley's Believe It or Not. You just absolutely demolish everything in your path. As a kid, I
Wow.
found this to be one of the coolest things ever.
That
now
is
I get
pretty
diagnosed
cool.
with being underwhelmed every time I use it. It's really only in a few levels. It's just kind of an automatic win button. You just walk through a huge chunk of the stage. Sometimes there's showing pathways
It's
you need
still
to access to nab
pretty
star coins.
cool
It can
and
be
dope.
fun, but the Mega Mushroom is just the definition of a gimmick. On the
Yeah.
complete opposite side of the power-up spectrum, the Mini Mushroom.
The
This is
Mini
considered
Mushroom.
a power-up? Mario Anti-grows to go face-to-face with Pocket Change, and the only benefits from this power-up are Christin on water, a floaty or jump if you consider that a benefit, and access to secrets. It's actually the only way you can get to the 2 extra worlds in the game. You have to defeat 2 bosses as Mini Mario. I like the concept of this power-up,
Yeah, it's
basically giving
alright.
you access to extra areas in the world, but like I said, is this even a power-up? This is something you begrudgingly accept when you want to get somewhere specific in a level. I don't think anybody's ever gone, shit, is that a mini mushroom? And finally, this. The Blue Shell.
The Blue
This power-up
Shell.
definitely has its fans. I'm not one of them. It allows Mario to swim with ease and...
Reminds me of the Mario Kart
I hate
Blue
that
Shell.
Mario automatically goes into the shell while running. It turns the game into a migraine factory. I just want to run throughout the level, but instead Mario goes into the shell and now I have to deal with this. You ricochet off walls and it just hurts my feelings.
Oh,
I
boy.
always pass up on the Blue Shell. The game is split into 8 worlds in total, but 2 of them are more so considered special worlds. If you make a beeline to
Special.
the end of the game, you only go through 6 worlds.
Oh, I
Now, that
fucking
makes the game
hate
sound
that
significantly
wiggly
shorter than what you
woggly
may want it to be.
jigsaw
But in my
walkway
opinion, for a DS
bullshit.
game in 2006, this was a fine length.
The Angry
Sure, you can
Video
beat the
Game
in
Nerd
around
Game
6
did that.
hours or
It's
so,
fucking hard.
but you can milk this game for quite a long time. There's so many secrets to discover. You can find all the extra levels, get all the star coins, or play the greatest selection of minigames ever served. Yeah, we have to discuss these. As a little bonus, Nintendo included an array of touchscreen-based minigames that you can start playing the minute you pop the game in. The majority of these are ripped right from Super Mario 64 DS, but here they're available from the start. And man, these were the slickest back in the day. The minigames where you drew lines always impressed me. Like, you can draw these trampolines and they appear. Yes, this is all I needed back in
Pretty cool.
2006. Gambling played a key role in my childhood, so it was great to have a Luigi variant to play at whim. I always played this Bob-omb minigame though. You have to put the right colors in the right area. My color blindness never stopped me from having this much fun. Speaking of the touchscreen, New Super Mario Bros. Utilized it by showing your progress through the level, which I always appreciated. I wish more games did this.
Yeah,
also,
that's a good
Showcase was a
feature.
power-up in reserve and the amount of star coins collected. Sometimes entering a pipe would throw the action on the bottom screen. I mean, I guess it's a cool effect, but doing this makes it so you can't use your item in reserve, which is kind of lame. Graphically and sound-wise, New Super Mario Bros. Is completely competent, but not too awful impressive. We have a mix of 2D sprites and 3D models, obviously, so everything runs smoothly on the DS. It looks fine, and honestly makes the game visually
we
more
really
interesting
need more
compared to
Mario
future
games?
entries
Why
just
don't
because
we
it looks
have a little bit more
distinct.
Luigi
There's some decent
games?
tracks here in the sound department, but nothing that I
Why not
consider
a game
amazing or
dedicated
anything,
to
just
Bowser?
completely passable and does the job.
You can
8
play as
worlds, a
Bowser,
decent
ruling the
campaign,
world or
mini
something.
games. There's a competitive multiplayer mode here too. New Super Mario Bros. Was and
Oh,
still is a
rule
pretty
the
solid
Gooba
package.
land, whatever.
But why isn't this generally looked at
Goomba land.
alongside the other 2D Mario triumphs? Back when it was first released, many reviewers lauded New Super Mario Bros. As a modern classic, a game that would be looked at in the same way as Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3 are today. However, many just don't talk about this one as much. Why? In my opinion, it's just how the game presents itself. New Super Mario Bros.
New.
Doesn't feel like a sequel or an evolution. It's just a new Super Mario game. Even looking at the box, it just screams, this ain't your grandpa's Super Mario, but has very little else to say. Everything looks exactly how you'd picture a new Super Mario Bros. Game to look. Of course, with the exception of Large in Charge over here. It's pretty much just another Super Mario Bros. Game. But another major key factor when considering
the
why
fuck
this
are
game doesn't
those?
have the same staying power as the
Jack-o'-lanterns,
classics
mushroom jack-o'-lanterns.
is what we'll be talking about next. At E3 2009, Nintendo officially unveiled New Super Mario Bros. Wii, or as they put it,
New Super Mario Brothers for Wii.
that really confused me at the time. Using the term 4 implied it was literally the DS game, but on the Wii.
I
But
remember,
nope, it was a whole new game, and now, for the first
Super
time,
Mario
4
Galaxy or
player
something like that?
simultaneous multiplayer. It was always a disappointment to play Super Mario Brothers with a friend, hit 2-player, and realize that the game only allowed you to play after the other player dies.
Yeah, that
No, now
sucks.
you can all play at the same time. Of course, you can
Alright.
play as Mario and Luigi, but Nintendo apparently held a poll within the company to figure out what would be the lamest possible choices for a 3rd and 4th player character, and they came back with a yellow and blue Toad. I mean, sure, it makes sense. You have the 4 playable characters classified under 4 separate distinct colors. But at that point you may ask, well, why not make the other two characters Wario and Waluigi? That
Yeah,
would be
why
kind of cute and
not?
cool. But then you remember, no, they're bad guys. Nintendo can't possibly come up with a clever reason as to why Wario and Waluigi would help out Mario
Maybe
and
the
Luigi.
Mario
Yeah, if you haven't
universe
already
will be
noticed, Nintendo
destroyed,
isn't
so
too
they go
keen
all
on
work
giving these
together.
games
Who
interesting
knows?
setups
Be
or even just clever
creative.
ones. They always start off with the gang just hanging out and then bam, terrorism. Now the 7 Koopalings are back, the same guys from Super Mario Bros. 3 and World. Nowadays they're often considered to be the culmination of laziness. Instead of designing something new or doing something interesting with the story or boss battle here, they're just throwing a Koopaling. But back then it was really cool to see these characters brought back and as 3D models, redesigned for the modern era. The world map is much larger and more detailed, in fact that's pretty much descriptive of the entire game. It's the same general formula from the DS entry, but expanded upon. Due to now having support for more players, being on a bigger widescreen display, and having power-ups that allow for vertical movement, New Super Mario Bros. Wii features a camera that's pulled farther back and larger levels in general. Graphically, the game received a pretty solid transition from DS to Wii. Of course, everything's much smoother, we have better animations, the works. It's disappointing that they didn't really take full advantage of the leap to a home console though. Not a ton about this game feels like it couldn't have been done on the DS. The art style is the same, the world design's the same, the overall aesthetic is the exact same. It just has higher quality models and assets and is running at a higher resolution. It's disappointing, but it was the first 2D Mario console game in about 2 decades.
You gotta
It's
take
understandable
risks.
to
You can't
keep
always
things a bit generic.
Can't always
Same goes with the
play it
soundtrack.
safe.
We got some new tunes, but
Be
it
a
still
bit
gives off the
creative.
same vibe as the DS game. Bouncy, bubbly, generic Mario songs. That's not to say
fucking
they
hell.
aren't solid tracks again, but there's nothing that really resonates with me here. Except for the final boss theme, I really like that. Gameplay-wise, it's New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii, except now you can spin jump by shaking the Wii Remote. I gotta say, I hate shaking the Wii Remote for this action. It just never felt responsive to me, and yeah, I think it's wholeheartedly a me thing. I know many others are perfectly fine with it. I just don't like it. The game is
Yeah.
primarily played with the Wii Remote on its side, but halfway through I tried it out with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, and I gotta say, I think I prefer this control method. Shaking the entire controller to spin was never super intuitive to me, so splitting it up like this feels way better. Star coins return,
Makes
but now
sense.
you just collect them all to gain access to extra levels after beating the game. Yoshi makes a triumphant return, and he's good fun and all, but you can't bring him with you after beating a level, and yikes, how lame. Power-ups here are far better than the DS entry in my opinion. The only power-up from that game to make a return is the Mini Mushroom, and alongside the mainstay Mushroom, Fire
Mushroom.
Flower, and Star, we have 3 new ones.
Yoshi.
The Propeller Mushroom allows for vertical ascension
favorite
and crazy
Mario
quick
character.
descension.
Well,
this one's
not
pretty
Mario-
good.
it's
It's
not
not
Mario
amazing
character,
or
but
anything,
you know what
but
I
I
mean.
like it. The Ice Flower, the exact same
Favorite
idea as the
character
Fire
from the
Flower,
Mario
but you freeze
universe.
things, and I can't believe it took them this long to implement a power-up like this. Sure, it appeared in Super Mario Galaxy, but its functionality in this game is different and great. It actually has advantages and disadvantages compared to the Fire Flower and makes you think as to which one you'd rather pick up. The ice can defeat enemies like Dry Bones who couldn't normally be defeated easily, but now you have extra work. You have to throw the ice block they're frozen in to finish them off. The Fire Flower can't defeat enemies like Dry Bones, but can defeat most enemies much quicker. I really like having these two power-ups here as alternatives to one another, but New Super Mario Bros. Wii also introduced the
Yeah, that's
Penguin
pretty
Suit,
good
and honestly, what's the
gameplay.
point
Looks
of this
pretty
anymore?
fun.
Think of the Penguin Suit as a much more robust and
Penguin
competent
Suit.
version of the Blue Shell. You start to slide
probably
after
sell
running,
that
but
as
it's
DLC
way easier
now.
to control. You can
Fucking
swim more easily, and you can
$5
shoot ice
for
balls just
fucking
like the Ice
penguin
Flower.
suit.
It was just really odd to me that they included both power-ups in this game. Like, why not take away the ice
$5
ball power from
for
the
a
Penguin
level
Suit?
1-up
That would have
mushroom.
evened things out much better. The Penguin Suit was
That's
already
what
pretty
they're probably
good
gonna do,
without it.
sell
And of
lunchboxes,
course, we
sort
have
of
multiplayer.
microtransactions
And yes, it
and
can
a
be a chaotic mess.
Nintendo
It's pretty
Switch
generally
on the
agreed
next
upon
Mario
that 2
game.
players works fine. Anything above that gets too wacky.
Mark my
it's still
words,
fun
fucking
though, and if you want to just F
microtransactions
around and go straight to the multiplayer,
on
you
Mario
have a
games.
free-for-all and coin battle mode for some competitive multiplayer mayhem. And that's about it for New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's definitely an upgrade from New Super Mario Bros., but that's all it really feels like. An upgrade. It still features the same world themes, the same art style, the same basic feel, the same presentation. So much is the same here. I really do wish they took more advantage of the Wii hardware, but like I said, with this being the first 2D Mario platformer on a home console in so long, it's passable. The Nintendo 3DS was unveiled at E3 2010, and later that year in November, Shigeru Miyamoto stated that the 3DS would feature both 3D and 2D Mario games. A year later, after the release of a
Super
3D
Mario
Mario game,
3D
Super Mario
Land.
3D Land, Satoru Iwata officially announced that a 2D Mario game would be released for the system. Many were hoping it would be Super Mario Bros. 4, as Nintendo recently registered the domain name supermario4.com, even though Super Mario World was considered Super Mario Bros. 4 in Japan.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
very
at this point,
confusing.
I feel like many people were getting a bit tired of the new Super Mario Bros. Series. During E3 2011, Nintendo unveiled the Wii U console to a collective, and alongside it, they showed off a new Super Mario Bros. Game entitled New Super Mario Bros. Me. It was literally New Super Mario Bros. Wii. in HD, and you can play as Mies. Not the greatest first impression for a brand new HD home console. Showing it off with a 2D Mario game that looks so similar to the last one is the definition of underwhelming. Especially considering New Super Mario Bros. Wii didn't push the Wii's hardware. What made them think this would get anybody excited? But it was just a tech demo showing off a traditional Mario game in HD and how the Wii U gamepad could display the same image as the TV screen. However, this tech demo really hit home how samey the games were feeling, and it didn't help at all that 2012 was the year we got 2 new Super Mario Bros. Games within a few months of each other. New Super Mario Bros. 2 was officially announced in a Japan-only Nintendo Direct in April of 2012. Yeah, the Wii one wasn't the true sequel. This is where things really start
Yeah, this
I
is
initially thought that the game would take some
chronologically confused,
whether that
like
be
the
the
angry
Japanese
video
or
game
American
that
version.
says this
But in
Mario
reality,
is
it's
fucking
not
confusing.
New Super Mario Bros. 2.
Chronologically
It's New Super Mario Bros.
confused.
2. The main selling point of the game Nintendo was highlighting was announced at E3 2012, the sheer abundance of coins, asking everybody to take up the challenge of getting 1 million coins in the game. Honestly, leading up to the game's
Wow.
release, it felt like they might actually be switching things up. Sure, the trailers looked like it was just another new Super Mario Bros. Game, but this focus on coins could lead to the game being much more than just another new Super Mario Bros. Game. It was just another new Super Mario Bros. Game. New Super Mario Bros. 2 is one of the most derivative, play-it-safe games in the Mario series. The amount of new ideas at work here can easily be counted on at the very most 2 hands. There's not a lot here, and that's not to say it's poorly made or bad. It's just everything here has been done to death before.
Yeah,
It's really not too interesting.
same shit
The
over
coin
and
mechanic is
over.
front and center,
Same
but it doesn't
mechanics,
play
same
into gameplay at all.
gameplay.
There's just a lot more
Yeah,
coins
have a
than
little bit
usual,
something
and there's
new.
a coin counter that's always here. Why not do something interesting with this setup? Why not explain the crazy amount of coins? Why not have a shop to use the coins? The coins are
Yeah,
completely
in-game store where you
superfluous.
can
There's no point to there
buy
being
shit
so
with
many
coins
of
like
them.
hammers
And of course,
or
the age-old
suits or
question,
costumes.
can you get 1 million coins, requires the loss of countless friends and social activities, but lo and behold, you get a different title screen when you hit it. I miss my uncle's funeral for this. Weirdly enough, this is the only new Super Mario Bros. Game that doesn't feature Bowser Jr., just the Koopalings. Other than that, if you dug the DS game,
I think
well,
there's several of
more
several
of it.
of them.
Power-ups
Seven
are
of
pretty
them.
fun
the
in this
Bowser.
entry, though. Of
So I
course,
guess like the
Mushroom,
7
Fire,
deadly
Flower, and
sins, I
Star,
guess.
But the Mini and Mega Mushroom return. The Mega Mushroom is even more useless than what it was in the DS original, but whatever. Gold Flower is the only brand new power-up here, and it turns anything it touches into gold. You lose it after
Cool.
the level's over, but overall, it's a pretty satisfying power-up.
Yeah, it's a
But guys,
bonus.
Raccoon Mario from Super Mario Bros. 3
Raccoon,
returns. Hooray!
yeah.
It works just like it did back in the
I
day.
fucking
You can
love the
fly and bat
raccoon.
things with your tail. It's nice to have this back. And if you blow way past hard
It's
and
a
die enough
classic.
times in a level, the invincibility leaf appears, giving you an indestructible version of Raccoon Mario unless you fall down a pit. Some blocks, if you continually hit them, will get stuck on your head and turn gold. Keep running to rack up the coins. We also
Wow,
have gold
nice.
rings, which temporarily turn everything into money-making machines. The game features 2-player co-op and coin rush mode, which throws you in 3 levels where you have a limited amount of time to get as many coins as possible. There's also DLC for coin rush mode, which consists of new levels to play exclusively in this mode. Overall, I'd say New Super Mario Bros. 2 is most comparable to junk food. I feel guilty for enjoying it, but I gotta be honest. The coins are really satisfying to get in this game. The courses are well designed.
Well, it could
I
be
like the
worse. I
power-ups,
mean,
the
it
controls
could
are
be
rock
Mario
solid. This is a
Battle
good game, but
Royale, for
man,
fuck's
they
sake.
couldn't even be bothered to make something original.
Can you
Staying true to
imagine
the series
Mario
is one
Battle
thing,
Royale?
but New Super Mario
Fuck
Bros. 2
me.
goes too far. I
Wow,
don't think the
Mario
game
without
features
his
even one
hat,
piece
damn.
of original music, and
Forgot what he looks
looks-wise,
like
once
without his
again,
hat.
it's the same presentation as Wii in the original. I played this game so much back in the day, but even back then, I considered this one a bit of a guilty pleasure just because of how derivative it is. And then, only a few months later, we got New Super Mario Bros. U. Miyamoto let slip that a Mario
Jesus.
game for Wii U would be
More
talked about at
Mario
E3
games.
2012 in April of that year, and it was confirmed they would be based off of New Super Mario Bros. Me, ugh. Apparently, New Super Mario Bros. U took 3 years to develop.
Damn. 3 fucking years.
The game
Really?
released in November of 2012 as a launch title for the Wii U. Setup-wise, they actually switched things up. Instead of kidnapping Princess Peach, Bowser takes over her castle and throws Mario and gang all the way to No Man's Land, i.e. Acorn Station. The world map is interconnected, similar to Super Mario World, where it's just one big map. All the worlds
Yeah,
connect
kick
to each
those
other.
up.
It's alright, it's not that crazy cool and as big of a deal as many people made it out to be when the game initially released. The fact that the game still maintains the same aesthetic as the other games kinda devalues the new world map. It doesn't really feel like a huge world.
What the fuck is this,
Power-ups-wise, we only have
Candyland
one
Mario?
new one, the Super Acorn, transforming you into Flying Squirrel Mario. It's definitely different from any other flying or gliding power-up in the past. Here you just get a burst of vertical movement, can cling onto walls and glide, And I like this one. It's different, but is one of my go-to
alright.
power-ups in this game. All the power-ups from New Super Mario Bros. Wii return here, with the mini mushroom having the added
Luigi.
benefit of running up walls. And Yoshi's back as well, alongside the
Yoshi.
reintroduction of Baby Yoshis from Super Mario World. However, the 3 colors featured in the
Baby
game
Yoshi.
all have different abilities. Pink can become a giant balloon, blue can create
That's
bubbles,
pretty
yellow
cool.
can glow in the dark, and all have an insatiable
Yoshi can
appetite.
be a balloon.
Unlike Yoshi, Baby Yoshis can be taken with you from level to level, which is odd. I don't see why they can come with you, but Yoshi can't.
I guess it's a
Randomly, this
baby, you can't
abomination
leave him
appears.
alone.
Nabbit.
Who knows?
He's a bandit rabbit. That's adorable. You have the option to chase him down in specific levels if you feel like it, which is a nice little side thing to do if you're into that sort of thing. The game retains the multiplayer from New Super Mario Bros. Wii in all of its glory/horror, however you can now add a 5th player using the Wii U gamepad to add blocks on the screen to give everybody an extra boost, and yes, it's
Jesus.
as useless as it sounds. Graphically, the game looks great. It has a ton of polish and looks incredibly distinct from the rest of the series. I've been using footage from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Yeah, the game's incredibly polished, it looks decent, but man, they could have done so much more. Like I illustrated, it looks way too similar to the entry on Wii to be considered anything
Yeah,
to
they
get
all look the
excited over.
same.
For
Sort of
God's
mashing
sakes, this was
together.
the first Mario game in HD. I think the franchise deserved a bit more of a special introduction to this resolution. And yes, I'm obligated to talk about this stage because everybody has to
Oh,
say, ooh,
fuck.
look at this stage. Why didn't the
Damn
rest of the game
ghosts.
look like this? And I wholeheartedly agree. Sound-wise, it's the same as all the other New Super Mario Bros. Games. None of the themes stick out. Too much music is reused. Just generic happy bubbly Mario music. However, I do have to say, I really loved how World 8's theme is a more dramatic take on the Peach's Castle theme from Mario 64.
Damn. That's some dramatic music. Reminds me of, Yep, that's it. Nintendo
That
64
is a nice
Mario.
touch. New Super Mario Bros. U features a few extra modes, a few of which you can play as your Mii, and my bucket list just got eviscerated with this feature. We have Challenge Mode, which is something that should have been in the series since the Wii entry, but it's nice to have something like this. A lot of the challenges are well thought out and creative. I really like having this mode here. There's Boost Rush Mode, where you try to get through an auto-scrolling level as quickly as possible. Grabbing coins makes the stage scroll faster, but also makes it harder to traverse because of it. Again, a decent extra mode. I prefer Challenge Mode though. Coin Battle makes a return, allowing you to actually edit coin placement with Wii U Gamepad. Wow. And that's New Super Mario Bros. U. It's New Super Mario Bros. Wii in HD. Man, I remember this game feeling a lot more original. A breath of fresh air for the New Super Mario Bros. Series, if you will. I guess I let those new console jitters get the best of me. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good game. But I don't know, out of all the new Super
Yeah.
Mario Bros. Games, this one left me feeling the most empty.
That's
Yes,
what
the
happens
modes are
when you
fun
make
and has some cool new ideas.
Game after
But I
game
think
after
the fact
game
that
on
it
the
has
same
some cool new ideas,
franchise.
but it doesn't really do anything with them is
degrad-
what kills it
sort
for
of
me.
degan-
Like, think about it. New Super Mario Bros. Wii
degrades
was
the
the first home
franchise.
console 2D Mario in forever. It introduced a few new fun power-ups and 4-player multiplayer, brought back Yoshi and the Koopalings. New Super Mario Bros. U is Wii again, but the things it introduces are far less compelling. It introduces one new power-up and adds one player to the mix who just adds blocks. Baby Yoshis are here. New Super Mario Bros. 2 is far less original, but at least there was more of a definitive leap from the DS entry to it. New Super Mario Bros. U received $20 DLC in June of 2013 entitled New Super Luigi U. It also received a standalone physical release later that August for $30. This is a
Nice.
remixed New Super Mario Bros. U, but with
Luigi
Luigi as the
finally
main
got a
character.
game.
He has the same floatier jump and slipperier feet that we all know him for. The world map,
That's a
cutscenes,
good
everything
sort
is
of
the same,
extra
except for the level
DLC, so to
designs.
speak.
Those have all been redone
I mean, 10
to
bucks
accommodate Luigi's playstyle.
for the game
They're
would be
way harder, but they're
pretty
also way
respectable.
shorter, being around half the length and having a time limit of 100 seconds. Honestly, I prefer this game to New Super Mario Bros. U. The shorter, more difficult levels are way more refreshing and different compared to the other games in the series, and Luigi's physics make the game more interesting. Once you beat the game, you can hit the Mario block at the beginning of a level to turn on Mario's physics, which make Luigi way easier to control, but makes it harder to traverse the level. These levels were truly designed for Luigi. With Mario missing from the adventure, who is the fourth playable character? Instead of being Total Squares and adding a third Toad or something, Nintendo decided to do something interesting and make it Nabbit. He can't take damage, he can only
Wow.
die by getting crushed, falling down pits, going down lava, all that stuff. But he also can't use power-ups, he just collects them.
Oh,
I know
damn.
exactly why they did this, because Nabbit was already a model in the game, but they didn't want to create too many new animations for him or design what he would look like with power-ups. Whatever, it's still kind of cool he's playable. New Super
Yeah.
Mario Bros. U would reappear in
take
Super
what you can
Mario
get.
Maker as a game theme you could choose, and its graphics would be reused in Super Mario Run, Mario's first romp on mobile devices. Can I just say I really like this game? Sure, it's super generic and whatnot, but for a Mario game on my phone, it's basically exactly what I wanted, just quick bite-sized junk food gaming.
Yeah,
And that
pretty
is
good.
the new Super Mario Bros. Series as of now. Yes, they have great level designs. Yes, they control great. Yes, they're good games. but my god, they're bland. The first
Yeah.
game on DS, great return to form. The follow-up on Wii, made sense. Brings it to a home console, brings back a ton of series staples, adds in 4 players. The 3DS one of the most unoriginal Mario games ever. The Wii U one of the most underwhelming Mario games ever. They all use the same godforsaken art style, the same generic music, the same level design tropes.
That's what
the
happens
same
when
formats,
you
the same
shit
thing
out
over and over
Mario
again.
games
The fact
over
they
and
were
over.
released a few years
Quality
apart and
over
very little change
quantity.
between them. My god, if they released yearly, I would get it. It would make sense that little would change, but there was a 3-year gap between Wii and U, and this is all they did? These
Yeah,
elements of the series ensure
disappointing.
these games will never live up to the original 2D games, sadly. I think I speak for everybody when I say they better shake things up with this series. All in all, the new Super Mario Bros. Series aren't bad games.
They're just meh. Okay, there's no bad games. Okay. That's the end of the video. I'm just enjoying this wonderful retro music. Okay, that's the end of the video. So yeah, I have to agree. This is what happens, you know, it's very disappointing when they just keep releasing Mario game after Mario game. That's what's gonna happen. It degrades the series. It sort of takes away from the Mario experience. It's like, oh, another Mario game's coming out. Oh, another Mario game's coming out. And it's come to a point where you're like, oh, but if you're a huge Mario game, you've got like every single Mario game. Good for you if you enjoy the Mario franchise. But if you're like a beginner with Mario and you don't know where to start, I mean, what game would you choose for Mario? I mean, what one would you choose? Obviously, you'd be having difficulty where to start for the Mario franchise. Obviously, you'll play the best ones, of course. Yeah, I mean, there's so many Mario games that it's so confusing. You know, and I wish they would simplify it, quality over quantity, like I always say, dedicate 5 years to perfecting the game. That's a wait we could all wait for. If we waited for just one Mario game and we had to wait 5 years, that's acceptable as long as it's good, like Mario Odyssey or Mario Galaxy, whatever that was. It's worth the wait, whatever time, how many years it can make. It's worth it because the quality over the quantity of the games being released, if that makes sense. And that game where you're just collecting coins, like trying to get 1,000,000 gold coins, I mean, that's just not for me. I mean, yeah, that would be boring for me. I mean, it would be good if you sort of utilize those coins by like DLC sort of outfits with those coins or something like that. I don't like an in-game store where you don't have to use real money, but it doesn't have microtransactions, where you could use like buy a raccoon suit or something, I don't know, or maybe the star power up flashy suit or something like that. Just cool stuff, little knickknacks, and where you can utilize those coins, because collecting coins, it's fun, but it just gets boring and bland and boring. But yeah, hopefully as the new Mario game's on, the new Mario is coming out, hopefully they don't add microtransactions to it, because it would be a real god-awful bitch if they made you pay like 100 gold coins for like $10 or something like that. Well, no, I think every 100 coins is $1, so maybe about 10,000 gold coins for like $10 or something like that. And you could use those coins to buy skins, different sort of skins for your outfits, and change the world color. Like the sky can be a little bit darker by using spending 500 coins on a color filter changer for the sky, shit like that. They do that all the time, making you find ways to burn your wallet. So hopefully that doesn't happen to the new Mario games. Hopefully they release DLC, but it's really hearty, like a lot of new levels, maps, level up systems, I don't know, just sort of lots of crazy amazing stuff. We don't want knick-knack crappy stuff where you just have to spend money just to get all the crappy outfits, And you shouldn't have to buy outfits, that should be an in-game reward. You remember the days where we used to play these sort of games and we used to unlock stuff, you know, like unlock outfits and stuff. Now all you have to do is swipe your fucking credit card, you know, swipe, 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 and you can unlock everything. You know, pay to win, microtransactions and stuff. But I'm going on a rant here, I'm sorry, but I really do despise microtransactions. I absolutely fucking hate them with a passion. The amount of money I've spent on microtransactions, oh Jesus Christ, the amount of money I have spent on those things. Yeah, let's end the video here. If you like this video, make sure to give a like, comment down below, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.